Excuse me.
I'll be this Sunday in office, but it's gonna be at 10 o'clock in the morning instead.
Then turn your.
And I was able to get past the T last year. And he had,
Did you know your constituents in branch into the tree ordinance?
that's why there's,
It is, yes, sir.
Guess you figure as long as you got the floor, it's a few things.
Can I mention circle back?
good evening. Well, I'd like to call our meeting to order. And I would ask, please, if you have your cell phones, to please turn them off at this time or put them on silence. And we will stand and have pledge of allegiance by Councilmember Wagenhouse and prayer by Councilmember Malinowski.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come today in humility and gratitude for the opportunity to serve our community. We ask for your presence and guidance as we undertake the responsibilities entrusted to us. Grant us wisdom and discernment as we face difficult decisions. Help us to seek truth with honesty, to listen with open minds, and to speak with integrity and respect. Give us the courage to do what is right, even when it's hard. Bless us with insight to see beyond our own perspectives and with cooperation to work together for the common good. We ask for your blessing on this council, our staff, and the citizens of our community. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Before we get into our agenda tonight, we have the swearing in of the mayor and two of our council members, Councilmember Joyce and Councilmember Wagenhauser. So, judges.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I'm going to sort of separate this out. I'd like to swear in the mayor first, since he is the head man here, and then we'll take the two council members together, where I'll administer the oath to both of you at the same time. So Fred, yes, Fred, if you don't mind coming down here, I'm going to stand at the lectern because I've got to use it to sign things. Right there will be just fine. And you don't have to repeat after me. When I finish giving you your oath, if you'll say, "So help me God," or "I do," whichever you choose to do. So if you'll raise your right hand, please. I, Fred Perryman, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will, to the best of my ability, faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of mayor of the city of Madison, Georgia, that I will not knowingly permit my vote to be influenced by fear, favor, or ill will, affection, or reward, and I will act without regard to race, religion, political beliefs, or aspirations in all things pertaining to my office. That I will be governed by the public good and the interests of the city, that I will observe the provisions of the charter, ordinances, and regulations of the city of Madison, that I will support and defend the constitutions of the state of Georgia and the United States of America, that I am not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States or other state or any foreign state which I am prohibited from holding by the laws of the state of Georgia, that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof or this city, that I have been a resident of the city of Madison and am otherwise qualified to hold this office per the Constitution and laws of this state and the charter and ordinances of the city of Madison, and that I understand my conduct at all times must be ethical conduct, so help me God. So help me God. And if I could have you sign, Fred, right here, please. There's going to be two of these to do so. This is the official one that I'll return to the probate court. And hold if I can get it separated here. I need my sticky stuff. Let's see, let me make sure I've got, yeah. And if you will sign right here, and then I'm going to sign right below you. Sorry, my signature isn't that good. I got the old shaky hand. Essential tremors. Thank you so much. This is yours. All right, and if I could call the council members Betsy Wagenhauser and Eric Joyce, please. If you'd like me, if you'd like me to administer it separately, I'll certainly be glad to do so. You know, I love to talk.
We need to get out of here.
Well, why don't I just make her do it by memory?
I solemnly swear.
All right. If you would, when I conclude, you can please reply, "So help me God," or "I do." Okay, if y'all would both raise your right hands, please. I'll take first, I, Betsy Wagenhauser, and I, Eric Joyce, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will, to the best of my ability, faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of council member of the city of Madison, that I will not knowingly permit my vote to be influenced by fear, favor, or ill will, affection, or reward, and I will act without regard to race, religion, political beliefs, or aspirations in all things pertaining to my office, and that I will be governed by the public good and the interests of the city, that I will observe the provisions of the charter, ordinances, and regulations of the city of Madison, that I will support and defend the constitutions of the state of Georgia and the United States of America, that I am not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States or any other state or any foreign state which I am prohibited from holding by the laws of the state of Georgia, that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof or this city, that I have been a resident of the city of Madison and am otherwise qualified to hold this office per the Constitution and laws of this state and the charter and ordinances of the city of Madison, and that I understand my conduct at all times must be ethical conduct, so help me God.
I do.
Wonderful, thank you. Congratulations. And Eric, congratulations. And Betsy, I need you to sign if you'll just come around. And I have a pen hiding somewhere in here. I did. Wonder where it went. Oh, wonderful. Who knows? All right. Betsy, if you can come over here and sign right there on that line. And then and that's the one I'm going to return to the probate court. And then I have one for you to take with you.
Okay.
You will.
Did you
That's there.
sign already?
No, I'll get you
Okay.
first.
All right. Oh, yes.
And if you will sign right there, and then I'm going to sign right below.
Okay. There you are.
You know, give this one back with you.
Thank you.
Again,
Oh, thank you, dear.
congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Okay. And Eric, if I can have you. Right here. Also, inside, this is the one for you to take with you. Sign right there, and then I need to sign right below you.
Good pen.
Yeah, it is. I'll take it with me.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, congratulations.
Thank you, Judge, appreciate it.
All right, that's yours to take. All right, and I'm gonna give this back.
Good
I
deal.
promise.
Thank you.
And with that, my business is concluded. This is one of the nice things being the probate judge for Morgan County that I really enjoy.
Thank you, George. Appreciate that.
And I like the excuse.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, Judge, thank you.
Need to get a couple items added to our agenda tonight. Consent agenda for tonight. Minutes from November the 10th of our regular meeting. Surplus items for our police department and our corridor design appointments that we talked about in our work session on last Friday. If I can get a motion and a second to add that to our consent agenda.
Mayor, I would move to accept the consent agenda that we approved at our last meeting on Friday.
Second.
There any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed is none, vote unanimously. So those items have been added to our consent agenda. Thank you so much. Property acceptance and facility naming, Steadfast Way.
Yes, sir. A couple of things here. We have received the inspection report from Department of Public Works. They're satisfied with the engineer's review of the installation of the road that goes to the new church out by the bypass. If you haven't seen the explosive growth that they have had growing their congregation. We have received the bond, and that was forwarded to the city attorney and the city manager for their review. And I'm assuming we'll hear some good things about that soon. And then finally, they proposed a name that we did not have in our structure, our naming structure, but we went through our naming nomenclature structure to look at where streets, roads, ways, lanes, drives all get applied. And we believe Steadfast Way will match their intention. And we do probably eventually need to come up with some extra guidelines for our nomenclature for first names, because we're not quite compliant with the naming policy, and we haven't used it as religiously as we need to use it. But for now, the church has proposed Steadfast Way. It does not name it after a single site development, which is what the naming policy was trying to get away from, because Hampton Inn becomes something else and the Days Inn becomes something else. So we don't really do landmark naming anymore. So this is a general name that works for them, but doesn't name it after a landmark. And Way is acceptable to planning staff's nomenclature. And if you would approve, if you find it acceptable and you approve it for acceptance, that would be subject to the attorney's review of the deed.
Okay. Thank you so much, Monica. I've
Yes, sir.
been working on this for a long time, so it's good to get it behind us. So, Councilman, you have any questions before we get this approved tonight? To name it.
I got a very basic question. I can't, I'm not comfortable right after my swearing in to show such ignorance, but where is this church we're talking about?
That's okay. It's on the bypass as you go behind the former Rite Aid. It is on your right as you are going around the bypass before you get to the new Fairfield going to be in.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any more
And it
questions?
has a road, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, I didn't mean to cut you
I was
off.
gonna say, any more questions from my council member? If not, we go back to you, Monica.
I was just going to say, it's almost directly across Mary Magdalene from where our new fire station will be.
All right.
Mary Magdalene. Yes, thank you.
And the name of the church, if you don't, I think it's Covenant Park Church.
That's
You
the
might know,
arrow.
you might know it by Covenant Park Church, and the pastor is here
Pastor
tonight.
Danny around
Yeah.
is here.
Okay, we're ready for a motion and a second, then there are no more questions from my council. To approve the acceptance of the facility naming.
Mr. Mayor, I make the motion that we approve the property acceptance and facility naming of Steadfast Way.
Second.
Are there any more discussion?
Would that be subject to the attorney's review of all the final documentation of
Yes,
the
ma'am.
deed?
Subject to.
Yes,
Thank you, ma'am.
what Monica said.
Are there any more discussions? All in favor, show of hands. Opposing, none, vote unanimously. Thank you so much. Zoning public hearing variance Glenda Brown Harper, 667 Penhall Street, M27022, R4. Our public hearing is open.
Thank
Jill, you
you.
gonna talk about that?
Thank you. The applicant is requesting a setback variance to section 800.1 to place an accessory structure 6.5 feet from the primary building at 667 Penor Street. The accessory structures in Madison must maintain a minimum distance of at least 15 feet from the primary structure on the property. The pre-built structure is 12 by 20 feet, 12 feet wide, 20 feet long, and 7 feet tall. The proposal meets the side yard setback requirement of 5 feet, as the applicant is proposing it 6.5 feet from the property line in their side yard, as well as 6.5 feet from the primary structure. The applicant's side yard, both of them are roughly around 20 feet wide, which would make it exceptionally difficult to place an accessory structure of this size 15 feet from the primary structure. The lot is challenged due to its size. I would like to point out that accessory structures are permitted by right in any residential property, so that should just be considered as y'all discuss and make your decision. And then finally, an accessory structure of this size to be placed anywhere on this property would need a variance due to the size of the property. So the variance does meet standards 1 and 3 through 7 and does not meet standards 2 and 8, but I would be happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you. Oops.
Okay, thank you so much. Our public hearing is open. If there anyone here to speak for this zoning, this variance. Ms. Harper? Hi, if you would state your name, please, Ms.
I'm Glenda
Harper.
Brown Harper, current resident here in Madison, Georgia.
Okay,
And my property is 667 Penor Street, Madison, Georgia.
okay. Is this mic on?
Might need to-
You just need to pull
Pull it
the
up.
Can
top
you just
down.
pull
Pull
it
the
down
top
towards
down.
you? Yeah, there you go.
There. Is
Uh-huh.
a
Should
green
the
light?
I have a
green
green
on?
light.
So the light green light on?
Okay, you're
You're
good.
good.
You're good. So you're asking for this variance on your particular property, is that right? Okay, so you're here to speak for it. You want to see this variance
Correct.
changed tonight.
Yes, I have proposed the building to the city, so that we want to construct, and we need to permit in order to go ahead forward with it.
Okay. Are there any questions for Ms. Harper? If not, Ms. Harper, thank you so much. Anyone else here to speak for? Anyone here to speak against this variance? If not, this public hearing is closed. It is back to the council for debate. Approval or disapproval?
Could I get from Jill Mayer a little bit of clarification on the site plan? I'm a little confused as to what I'm looking at there. I know Ken's disappeared into the inner sanctum, but maybe he can pull up that site plan.
So the house is located right in the middle of the yard property, and then the structure would be to the left of it if you're looking at a top-down view. So where you see it, where it says garage,
Yeah.
there is an existing carport, as you can see on the screen.
Oh, that's what they're calling the garage on the site plan?
Yes, so
Is it-
that's existing, that's attached to the house. And the where it says install metal building garage, that would be the pre-built carport structure.
So in the photograph, it'd be to the left of the existing
Yes.
carport.
Yes.
Related to that question, Jill, does the fact that it appears from the drawings that Ms. Harper has submitted that the sides of the structure are at least round halfway up opened, does that have any bearing whatsoever on this variance request? In other words, it's not a solid wall, if I'm looking at it right, is that right?
Right.
Does that make any difference at all?
It doesn't. It's still an accessory structure, but it doesn't affect the variance in any way. Do you just mean like the walls being open?
Yeah.
No, it does not.
And is the structure going longitudinally, like parallel to the driveway? Is the long dimension?
I believe so. That's
The
how,
long way isn't going sideways.
right. And I'll let the applicant answer.
You're gonna have to come back to.
Okay.
Ms.
You
Harper,
can
would you
come
come
to
to
the
the
mic.
mic?
Ms. Harper?
The reason we need that, we do have like a garage there, but what we put in was a, air conditioning, system, and it's going in through the wall, so you can't get a car all the way in there, so the
Okay.
garage is limited.
Is that the white thing I see in the photograph? Is that the air
Yes.
conditioning unit?
Yes,
Okay, makes sense.
did a heat pump, and they installed it right there, so it goes into the house.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Harper.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions from council? If not, it's up for a vote.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we accept the variance for Glenda Harper at 667 Pearl Street, M27, Pennar Street, I'm sorry. 667 Pennar Street, M27022, R4.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, is none, vote unanimously. Thank you so much. Zoning public hearing map amendment, City of Madison, 1100 Mary Magnus Boulevard and Lions Club Road, Track B portion 036E009 and 036E009. B, Morgan County C2.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
unfortunately, this comes to legal department tonight. We have a deficiency in the consideration of both items C and D.
Okay.
And we have an obligation to notify Morgan County. And we could not find that notification in our office. And so staff checked today and Morgan County did not receive it. In this type of process of annexation, our recommendation is that the council accept the application. And you can do it otherwise. People in a hurry sometimes let staff do the acceptance. But under the new arbitration rules between counties and cities, there are time triggers that key off of the actual acceptance. And my preference is to have council accept that annexation as a key so we know when the notices need to go out and there's a timing issue. This is becoming a litigation matter in a lot of places, so we just want to get the checklist corrected. So if council would table both the zoning item is related to the annexation and then just take action tonight to accept the annexation application so we know we've got the 5 days to give that notice.
So if I can get a motion from my council to table C and D.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, is none, vote unanimously. So back again to C and D, you said we can go ahead and approve.
If you would just accept take
it.
official action to accept that application.
council have
This
any
project
problem?
is a fire station.
Right.
And your planning staff is magnificent that they are really getting your zoning map consistent with but the truth of the matter is you don't have to have either county or city approval in this process. So we're not slowing down the process at all. Your design can go forward, and even your construction could go forward, but it'll paper the process correctly and get your maps identical. So, and we will have it back before you next regular meeting, ready for your vote with the notices given.
And if I could ask, Mayor, we've met the obligation. We're not creating a zoning or an island here because it is connected to existing city property across Mary Magdalene Road. Is that correct?
You have to, you can't create an island.
Right,
You have to,
And
you
we
have to
haven't
have a
done that with
contiguous.
this.
You meet their standards. Yeah, but it needs to be acted upon.
It's the very first thing we check.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And is this the annexation under the one owner rule as opposed to the majority owner rule?
Oh, it's so much easier. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is
Okay.
the way to do it if you can do it this way, 100% method.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, you need a motion?
Yeah.
I move that we accept the annexation application.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, none, vote unanimously. Thank you so much. This time we're down to public comment. Are there any comments from the public this evening?
I think so.
Yes, ma'am, if you would comment, state your name.
I'm very nervous. I don't know if this is appropriate, but I feel I have to stand up and identify myself. My name is Linda Glover. I've been a resident of Madison for 5 years. I came from Seattle, 40 years in Seattle. I'm talking to you tonight because I'm going to publish something in the Morgan County Citizen tomorrow. It is going to be called an open letter on the proposed project, 300 Hancock project. I see Monica here, I see Jill here. I don't know if this is considered ex parte. I'm just announcing the fact that it's going to be in the paper. I am also preparing documents to provide to planning on Thursday or Wednesday for the P&Z meeting on Thursday. I want to introduce myself because I'm an unknown quantity to you all. I am a veteran of 40 years in commercial real estate. I have an MBA from the University of Washington. I worked for 15 years for a premier commercial real estate consulting company, Mundy & Associates, later Greenfield Advisors. I worked in litigation support. I am knowledgeable in condemnation, land use regulation, business valuation, intangible valuation, regular appraisal, industrial property, commercial property, residential property. I have an inactive general commercial appraisal license here in Georgia. I have an inactive appraisal license in Washington. I worked for 5 years in right-of-way for the state of Washington. I worked for 15 years for 2 regional banks as a senior commercial review appraiser. I express my opinion to you openly. I express my opinion to you with much concern because since moving to this lovely, lovely, precious, charming town, I have worked for 5 years as a docent at Rogers House, Rose Cottage, and Heritage Hall. We have something here in Madison that is precious, and the only reason I'm standing up here in front of you shaking is because it means so much to me. So please, bear with me. What's in the paper tomorrow is lengthy. I took a long time. I've started writing the minute the meeting was postponed, December 8th. I am still researching. I am very concerned about the best interest of the city that I have come to love, and I hope that I am just expressing myself to provide information to you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any more public comments? Yes.
Hey, Mayor, City Council. My name is Danny Harrell. I'm the pastor at Covenant Park Church. I just wanted to officially thank everyone in this room for the work that y'all put in. My friend Monica has put so much work in to benefit our church family and our community. Church started right here in Madison almost 12 years ago with about 35 folks, and now we had 1,100 this last Sunday.
Wow.
And I just, as a man who has a wife that's a teacher at the high school and 3 kids who are grown up here, I want you to know that I appreciate your kindness and your integrity and your faith, Mayor and City Council, and your willingness to help make things happen that I did not think was possible on my own just a few years ago. So I'm grateful for you and all that y'all put into this. Our church is benefiting from it, and our city is as well. So thank you for letting us be a part of this city that you run. You're running it well, and I'm grateful to know you. Thank you for your help.
And we
really
thank
appreciate
you and keep growing.
it. We'll try to do that. We'll see what
Thank you,
happens.
Pastor Danny.
If there are no more comments, this meeting is adjourned.